We're broadcasting live from our studios in Bulawayo. Good evening and welcome to the main news. I'm Marilyn Gwenya. Let's take a look at the headlines. SADC and the East African Community Joint Summit appoints facilitators to implement roadmap to end DRC conflict. In other news, huge strides recorded in the implementation of first 100-day cycle projects for 2025. In business, Zimbabwe unveils a student skills development agenda to be driven by industry and academia. And later on in sports, in a 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier match, Warriors drew 1-1 with Nigeria. Those were your headlines for tonight. Later on, we shall be joined by the team from Pocket Hill Studios in Harare for more news. Now, let's take a look at our first story. The SADC EAC Virtual Joint Summit has appointed 5 facilitators to trace implementation of the agreed roadmap to ending the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The appointed facilitators include His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, former President of Kenya, His Excellency Kgalema Motlanthe, former President of South Africa, Her Excellency Catherine Samba-Panza, former President of Central African Republic, and Her Excellency Sahle-Work Zewde, former President of Ethiopia. In his closing remarks, SADC Chairperson President Emmerson Mnangagwa maintained that endeavors to finding lasting peace in the DRC is a critical issue.
The endeavors and joint efforts and our regional economic communities must see the realization of lasting peace and sustainable development in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. We should move with speed in laying the ground for our defense chiefs to engage the relevant authorities on the ground and facilitate the smooth withdrawal of some DRC troops, workforce for a ceasefire, a cessation of hostilities, and create conditions for an all-inclusive dialogue under the imaged Luanda and Nairobi processes. The measure itself is to happen as a matter of urgency, in my view. Further, we call on the international community to expeditiously come together without delay and provide the much needed humanitarian assistance to the affected population.
EAC Chairperson President William Ruto applauded member states for coming together and seeking an end to the hostilities.
All of us are taking steps to see that we do everything that we can to resolve the issue in Eastern DRC to the best of our ability. Allow me, Excellencies, also to commend and congratulate our 2 brothers, President Felix Tshisekedi and President Kagame, for a face-to-face engagement that they have had in the last few days. Again, clear demonstration on their part that they are equally committed to seeing to it that we resolve the matters in Eastern DRC and also that affect our countries and our region.
The conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo has left millions displaced, with the African Union and the United Nations also calling for an end to the hostilities. Olina Nduri, ZBC News, State House.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa appointed a new Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture after Honorable Kirsty Coventry was elected President of the International Olympic Committee last week. In a statement, the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushwaya, said acting in terms of Section 108 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, President Mnangagwa relieved Honorable Coventry of her ministerial duties following her deserved election to lead the IOC. Dr. Rushwaya also confirmed that Coventry will be replaced by Lieutenant General retired Anselm Sanyatwe, who has been retired from the Zimbabwe National Army by President Emmerson Mnangagwa in his capacity as the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Lieutenant General retired Sanyatwe was the commander of the Zimbabwe National Army. In our following report, Zimbabwe has recorded positive milestones in the implementation of development projects under this year's first 100-day cycle program.
In a post-cabinet media briefing in Harare this Tuesday, Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jennifer Muswere presented a report on the 50th day of the first 100-day cycle of 2025, revealing huge strides in terms of implementation.
The installation of a beer pet project worth 1.7 million United States dollars at Ingwebo breweries in Bulawayo Metropolitan Province, the installation of an advanced tissue converting and printing plant to the tune of United States dollars 2.5 million by Supreme Brands is on course. The equipping of 10,000 citizens with digital skills, which is on course in all provinces, with 5,000 citizens having already been trained. Resourcing of 21 road district councils across all provinces with distribution of ICT gadgets having been completed. The implementation of the Jarota Institutions Grid Extension Project in Shurugwi is 100% complete. The construction of the 120 megawatt Max-Mind thermal power plant in Boyera district, Manicaland province has been completed. The construction of the 100 megawatt Prestige thermal power plant in Beitbridge district, Matabeleland South province is on course. The implementation of the 50 hectares Gororo irrigation scheme in Chivi, Masvingo province is at 90% in terms of completion. The implementation of the 37 hectares Wanezi irrigation scheme in Insiza district is at 80% in terms of completion. The planting of 1.8 million hectares of maize against a target of 1.7 million recorded in the 2024-2025 summer season is registered a success story.
The Pipelines Amendment Bill has been approved by Cabinet.
The amendment will ensure maximum protection of pipelines by prohibiting all activities within the pipeline reserve and also to impose stiffer penalties as well as provide for the inspection and maintenance of the pipeline reserve.
A report on President Emmerson Mnangagwa's visit to Namibia for the inauguration of President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah was also presented.
The presence of Zimbabwe at the inauguration ceremony and the independence celebrations, alongside leadership from the region and the continent and beyond, underscores the importance of regional, continental and international cooperation.
Another key highlight of this week's post-cabinet media briefing is the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Zimbabwe and Algeria for cooperation in the field of science and technology. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe and Iran are set to deepen bilateral relations, focusing on enhancing economic and health cooperation.
A courtesy call on the Vice President, General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga by the chargé d'affaires of the Iranian embassy, Mr. Hadi Taheri, and Deputy Ambassador of Iran, Mr. Nazeh Asiabi, this Tuesday afternoon, opened doors for the deepening of relations between Harare and Tehran. Emerging from a closed-door meeting, Mr. Taheri revealed that discussions ranged from economic cooperation to health sector collaborations.
We discussed about a variety of bilateral issues and topics, like as manufacturing tractor to come, a company of Iran come to here in Zimbabwe and start to build its tractor here for Zimbabwe, and also in the field of medicine and pharmaceutical we discussed a lot, and we had some program to how we can manage to export medicines and pharmaceuticals from Iran to Zimbabwe, and also extend our relation in the field of medicine, in the field of equipments, medicine equipments such as cancer and dialysis machines. We already had 2 memorandum of understanding in the field of medicines and pharmaceutical cooperation between 2 countries.
The Iranian delegation extended an invitation to Vice President Chiwenga to attend the 3rd edition of the Iran-Africa Seminar in Tehran, scheduled for late April, as well as the Iran Expo. The seminar aims to foster greater cooperation and understanding between Iran and African nations. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
Vice President Comrade Kembo Mohadi has been honored with the Induna Mache Leadership Excellence Award by Legacy TV for his contribution to the overall development of the country.
The award presented to Vice President Mohadi this Tuesday is also in recognition of his contribution to agriculture and food security. Legacy TV Executive Director Comrade Pardon Mangwende says the award is in recognition of Vice President Mohadi's leadership roles in government.
Called Legacy Empowerment Awards, mainly to reward and motivate those who support and believe in the government and ZANU-PF to work extra hard. That's when we come up with this concept to reward them. At the same time, we gave the Munumtapa Leadership Excellence to Comrade Idi Mnangagwa. We gave the Chaminuka Leadership Excellence Award to VP Chiwenga. Then we now gave this Induna Mache Leadership Excellence Award to Honorable Vice President Mohadi.
Vice President Mohadi is the 3rd recipient of the award after President Emmerson Mnangagwa was presented with the Munumtapa Leadership Excellence Award last year, further cementing his leadership credentials in the current administration. Early this month, Legacy TV also presented Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga with the Chaminuka Leadership Excellence Award in recognition of his illustrious service to the nation. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Government says it has instituted short to medium-term measures in the health sector to mitigate possible effects of an executive order by U.S. President Donald Trump to halt humanitarian to several countries, including Zimbabwe.
The possible impact of an executive order by U.S. President Donald Trump to suspend U.S.-funded foreign aid and its impact on Zimbabwe's public health came under scrutiny during a parliamentary portfolio committee on health and child care sitting at the new parliament building in Mount Hamden this Tuesday.
The committee seeks to understand the ministry strategies for mitigating funding gaps, ensuring service continuity, and mobilizing alternative resources. As a committee, we now need to understand in detail.
Government indicated it is implementing short and medium-term measures in the area of HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria to ensure the country has adequate drugs.
We would also want proper ring fencing of funds that have been put in place specifically for health. These include the Health Levy Fund, which has been in existence for some time, where every time you make a call or you use data, or you send an SMS, a small percentage goes to the Health Levy Fund. With the abrupt USG funding freeze, we foresee a situation where a supplementary budget would be inevitable. National AIDS Council, which is a creation of a statute, is we have already made sure that they procure 3 months supply for ARVs while we sort out the medium to long-term plans.
The Thematic Committee on Gender and Development tasked the Zimbabwe Miners Federation to explain modalities in enabling and ensuring the participation of women and youths in the mining value chain.
With regards to access to mining licenses and land rights, we've come up with a simplified mining licensing process where efforts have been made to simplify the licensing process for small-scale miners, making it more accessible to women and the youth. There's reserved quota for some initiatives have been introduced where reserved quotas for women and youth in the allocation of mining claims have been made to encourage their participation.
Elsewhere at Parliament, the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Rural Development gave oral evidence on its plans to upgrade irrigation infrastructure in the country. John Nandara, ZBC News, Mount Abden.
Government is set to establish a technology park to accommodate all telecommunications players to operate as a hub for research and innovation in the digital space.
The technology park will be the hub housing all telecommunications players operating in the country and act as a fountain of innovation to drive Zimbabwe's digital policy. The Minister of ICT, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Tatenda Mawetera, made the revelations in Harare this Monday when she officially commissioned the head office of IMC Communications, which was licensed to provide Starlink internet services.
What we hope we're supposed to do is for us to create a platform where we can have a link between the innovator and the industry. We have often said, whenever all these prototypes come, we have not seen how we can invest in making sure that we commercialize these innovations. So our thrust as government is for us to create that link. The innovator has to meet the industry player. The innovator has to meet industry. So what it means is that by these telco players nurturing and also mentoring these young people, we will fully be able to realize our prototypes coming to reality.
IMC Communications Chief Executive Officer Denny Marandure pledged to set up their own center to complement government efforts in deepening research, with university students set to drive the facility.
Currently, we are working on launching what we call IMC Innovation Hub that will empower our students and youth to harness their potential, turning ideas into tangible solutions that address real-world challenges. This will foster collaboration and democratize access to information, ensuring that innovation is not just confined to a few, but accessible to all.
Government continues to make strides in modernizing the ICT sector, a key enabler in driving the country's industrialization through collaborations with private players. Last week, Minister Mawetera met with entities from Finland and Pakistan, which are keen to invest in the local ICT sector. Government is targeting to achieve a digital economy by 2030. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
5 financial institutions have come on board to support the Land Tenure Implementation Program launched by President Emmerson Mnangagwa to issue title deeds to beneficiaries of the Land Reform Program.
The wait is over after banks confirmed the acceptance of title deeds launched by President Emmerson Mnangagwa late last year. Some banks have already chipped in to set up offices at the one-stop center established by government to facilitate issuance of title deeds in Harare. A visit by ZBC News to Makombe offices in Harare shows that the financial institutions have set up information desks for mortgage inquiries, while farmers are being assisted to apply for the new deeds by officials manning the one-stop center.
We already have banks already present in this one-stop shop arrangement so that we facilitate for the issuance of title deeds by our farmers. So currently farmers are already coming to inquire on how best they can be assisted by these banks so that they can secure their title deeds.
Farmers hailed the move by President Emmerson Mnangagwa to issue title deeds as a noble lifetime gesture to empower thousands of people.
Process yarerutswa zvese zviri pano mabanki and everything else zvakungoitirwa pano.
Dai vaita zvekare kuti vange vachizotipawo pashoma pekuti tikwanise kunge tichirima tiwane mari dzekuti tinge tichibhadhara mabanks waya anenge atibatsira nemari dzematitle deeds.
Zvinhu zvose zviri kufamba zvakanaka uye inzvimbo yatosetwa mabanks atanzi kupera kwemwedzi tinofana kuzouya tichizonegotiate nevamwe mabanks.
With the one-stop title deeds issuance center now housing banks, farmers with genuine offer letters but lack financial muscle to apply for the deeds can now breathe a sigh of relief as banks have finally come on board to support the country's agrarian reform agenda. Tendai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
Do remember, for more news, you can log on to our website, zbcnews.co.zw. You can also visit our X handle, which is at ZBC News Online. On Facebook, we are ZBC News Online. And of course, our YouTube channel is ZBC News Online. And our stories are still to come in this bulletin. In business, Zimbabwe unveils a student skills development agenda to be driven by industry and academia. In sports, in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier match, Warriors drew 1-1 with Nigeria. And our news is off to a break. Do join Butler, Joyce, and of course, Peace Omunyika on the sign language desk on the other end for more news.
Stroke of genius! Introduce the stroke of genius. Oh! Zimbabwe yakuzosimuka manje. Stroke of genius and kureva chera. President ED Mnangagwa vari kupa bankable, registrable and transferable title deeds na every farmer akapuwa munda pa land reform program. Takanga takapuwa minda asi takanga tisina simba rekupinda mumabhenki semama business kuti tipewo maloni akachipa tatakuwara nezvimbazo man. Zvino ne stroke of genius yekupuwa matitle deeds tumupinduka mubhenki sevamwe tutupuwa maloni takutodevelopa mafamu.
Saka kuduza kuti land ese yatone value.
Ende ukapuwa title deed iroro chera. Mundu wako uchatoreki yatova nhaka yevazukuru nevazukuru. Ndo zvinoda fama manje izvozvo. Security of tenure.
Iwe pandiri panapa ndakutokwanisa kutopa vana nhaka kuti chidimu chako ichi chemunda chidimu chako ichi.
Exactly.
Zvichifambiswa sei?
President ED Mnangagwa igenius manje. Vakabva vati kuti zvinyatofamba negwara rakatwasanuka zviri transparent. Ndobva vagadza inonzi Land Tenure Implementation Committee iri kushanda nemamwe mapazi ehurumende.
Alright. But you unozviziva iwo kuti kune land barons akazara ukanopamba minda dzevanhu.
Dai vatoregera zvavo. Ndiyo kopo usiri kudiwa na President Mnangagwa iroro. Ndio saka Land Tenure Implementation Committee yakati ngatishandisei ma-ID numbers, number dzepachitupa kuti munhu haakwanisi kuva nemafamu maviri. Plus Land Tenure iyi committee haisi kupa minda patsvayo. Iri kutwasanudza pakupiwa kwema-title deeds.
Alright. Iwe saka zvichireva kuti tato-protected kasei mavarimi.
Exactly manje.
Ukaziva
kuti une stroke of genius here. President ED apa vasikira vana veZimbabwe upfumi.
Stroke
In a world where time is currency, every minute counts. Let's be real here. Who has time to waste on grocery shopping? I mean, I'd rather be organizing paperwork all day, or better still, watching paint dry. Anything but grocery shopping. But then I discovered Click and Collect, TM Pick and Pay's online grocery shopping platform. I can order online and collect at my convenience with no parking hassles, no queues. Thank you. And still have plenty of time for the important stuff, like taking a nap. Click and Collect. It's not just an online service, it's real convenience. TM Pick and Pay. Real value, always.
The Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Honorable Monica Muchangwa, Deputy Minister, Honorable Dr. J.N. Mhlanga, the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Mavis Sibanda, Chief Directors, and staff of the Ministry would like to congratulate the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on the joyous occasion of her 62nd birthday. As we celebrate this year's Women's Month, in which Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's birthday falls, the Ministry would like to take this opportunity to also acknowledge her unwavering commitment to uplifting marginalized communities, women and girls. May she live long in health and prosperity. Happy birthday, our mother. We congratulate you, Amai. Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, for a socially and economically empowered women and resilient communities enjoying gender equality in an SME-driven economy by 2030.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You are still watching the main news, and many thanks there to Marilyn Gwenya and our crew from our Montrose studios in Bulawayo for giving us the first part of the bulletin.
Absolutely. Remember, more stories, of course, can be found on our website. You can go there. It is www.zbc.co.zw. Also available on all social media platforms, and that is ZBC News Online. So you can be able to find more news and check all the latest on what is taking place on our channels. Now moving on with more news.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who is also a road safety patron, has engaged stakeholders in the transport industry following the rise in road traffic accidents as part of efforts to find solutions to curb the menace.
Despite the awareness campaigns and rehabilitation of roads in the country, accidents mainly caused by human error continue to occur. The government, through the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development, has embarked on a massive road rehabilitation program countrywide to ensure better connectivity and smooth travel. However, road traffic accidents continue to occur, with the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, TSCZ, attributing them to human error, with speeding and overtaking errors being particularly problematic. The authorities attribute the problem to poor driver training and inadequate licensing procedures. This tragic trend has resulted in numerous families mourning their loved ones, including breadwinners, while some victims have suffered life-changing injuries. The latest being the case of a commuter women bus driver who allegedly caused an accident in Ziwarasekwa high-density suburb last week, which killed 8 people. Against this background, First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who is also the road safety patron, invited players in the transport industry, which include operators, drivers, conductors, rank marshals, who are represented by associations like Zimbabwe Union of Drivers and Conductors, GACO, Passengers Association of Zimbabwe, and Women in Transport Zimbabwe Association. Other stakeholders present include the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, Harare City Council, and the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Ame Mnangagwa, a hands-on person with a passion to see the country accident-free, interacted with motorists and the stakeholders in the transport industry, stressing the need for safety. It emerged during the discussion that the major causes of accidents were recklessness, fatigue, incompetent drivers, defective vehicles, and the quest to hit targets at the expense of safety. It was also revealed that drivers are disregarding passengers' safety by giving slots to their conductors who are unlicensed to drive the public, resulting in most accidents. The mother of the nation bemoaned the rise in road traffic accidents in the country.
The rising tide of road accidents in our nation has reached a critical juncture. The statistics, stark and alarming, paint a grim picture of suffering, loss and shattered dreams. Every day families are torn apart and communities are left reeling from the devastating consequences of preventable tragedies. This silent epidemic cannot continue to claim lives and inflict irreparable damage upon our nation. My deep concern stems not only from the alarming numbers, but also from the intimate stories behind each statistic, including the children orphaned, the parents bereaved, the families struggling to cope with the sudden and unexpected loss of a loved one. Each life lost on our roads is a tragedy, a profound loss to our nation, and a stark reminder of the urgent need for change.
Ame Mnangagwa implored drivers to exercise caution on the road and to hold human life in high regard.
Kugadzirwa kwakaita migwagwa, tazoona ndufu dzakawanda nyika yose, kwete muHarare chete. Ndufu idzi dzimwe dziri kusiya dzaremadza zvokuti munhu haana chaanozokwanisa kuita muupenyu. Tobva tati ipapo, iwe driver, ndiwe here driver wacho wakaenda kuVID ukawana chitupa chitamba chechokwadi nemazvo, defensive driving yako iri kupi? Tiri kuchema nemhuri dziri kusiyiwa, vana vati vama-orphans, vabereki vari kutofa vachisiya vana vachifa, dzimwe nguva vabereki vachizara. Mwoyo yenyu vana vangu, fungai upenyu hwavana. Unoziva here kuti you are responsible for the lives that you are carrying mumota mako? Mota yako, is it roadworthy? Iwe wacho hausi wemadrugs here? Kone zero manero hauna kurara wakadhakwa here uchimukira makuseni uchibata steering? Mari yapedza vanhu, madira amazoita vana vangu. Iyi yakaitika pa10 of varasekwa baba namai vakashayika vakasiya vana kumba. Vana ivavo vanochengetwa nani? Hatizivi kuti amai nababa kuti vabude vese kunohodha zvoreva kuti havana mubatsiri. Rikati shinge kamari kavo kawana kebhanana vachionerana nemurume wake nemudzimai wake, iyi mari ngatisire mwana atenge penzera.
The First Lady called upon everyone present to observe a moment of silence in remembrance of those who perished in road traffic accidents. Dr. Mnangagwa also engaged the stakeholders in an interactive session, inquiring from them the possible causes of road accidents.
Chimwe chiri kuitika nyaya yekudhakwa, vanhu vakawanda vari kudhakwa, makaenda maringi medu muri kutengeswa zvinodhaka. Kuti hama dzedu dzinotyaira dzinogara dzakadhakwa dziri mumarengi. Madriver munopa makombi kuti ndo madriver enyu anenge aine malicense, vari kuburikirana madriver ari mustreet anenge asina kana license, then ndo vanenge vachimhanya vachida kuti vaone mari dzavo dzekuisa muhomwe, ndo vari kukonzesa maaccidents muroad.
Izvinozvi ma-long distance buses akufamba asingatarise timetable, kureva kuti pavanobva kuno mukati memigwagwa havasi kuzotarisa nguva yavatora kuti vabve from Harare to Beit Bridge or from Harare to Chirundu. Zvinopa kuti pakati apa madrivers anenge achingomhanya.
Out of 60,000 makombi ari registered is around 2,500. Mamwe aya 13,500 they are not registered. Saka makombi iwayo asiri registered iwayo ndiwo ari kunyanya kunetsa mukati megutomu.
The First Lady, who is also the National Transport and Drivers Association (NTDA) patron, also took time to educate ring marshals on the need to promote professionalism in the transport sector. She said it is key for drivers and ring marshals to be groomed and have good deportment
and to desist from using foul language. During the meeting, the stakeholders agreed to come up with 3 associations that will oversee the operations of public transport to ensure people's safety on the road as part of the solutions to the menace. Acting Town Clerk Mr. Pakamile Mabena Moyo called for self-introspection on the part of drivers.
Saka dialogue ndiyo noti umbatese kuti tiumbe chinhu chimwe chete kuti tichengetedze upenyu hwevanhu.
ZRP's Superintendent Oliver Chitakatira, who attributed most road accidents to human error, highlighted the need to standardize driving schools. He said, road carnage in the country reflects the driving attitudes of most motorists and mirrors how they behave.
Ndoona futi kuti kune ma-driving schools akawanda zvekuti dzidziso inopiwa vanhu vachidzidzira kuchaira is not standard. Vanongodzidziswa zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana kuma-driving schools ikoko. So chikumbiro changu chachiri chekuti dai kwaikwanisika paite standard kana standardization yema-driving schools. Vanhu vonyatsopiwa training kunyatsoziva kuti vakavha kubva apa kusvika apa.
Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe Managing Director Mr. Munesu Munodawafa outlined some of the measures they are putting in place to curb road carnage.
Isusu se Traffic Safety Council izvozvi takatoita tender yokuti tichishanda neZRP yokuti isusu titenge ma-breathalyzers achashandiswa nepolisi. Ndiri kufunga kuti achauya mumavhiki mashoma anotevera. Saka tinofunga kuti kuda zvingabatsira. Tiri kukurukura zvakare even nenyaya yema-speed traps kuti tione kuti pane urongwa here hunogona kubuda ipapo.
Commissioner Road Motor Transportation Management in the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure Development, Mr. Dzingai Mafusire, also weighed in with some solutions.
We have proposed kuti pange paine statutory instrument inogovern the management and operations Zema Association. In addition to that, we have also requested City of Harare through our Ministry of Local Government kuti iyo Harare City ngaito transport policy for the city. Izvi takazoona zvakaitwa kwa Bulawayo ende tiri kuzoona zvichishanda.
It is not the first time that the Mother of the Nation is leading an initiative meant to curb road carnage. Last year, towards the festive season, she rolled out the First Lady's Road Safety Walkathon to raise awareness on road safety. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Harare.
Each and every one of us has a role to play when it comes to road safety. Now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa is hosting a state banquet in celebration of outgoing Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Honorable Kirsty Coventry's election as the next president of the International Olympic Committee. Honorable Coventry, a decorated Olympian in her own right, was elected as the 10th president of the IOC on the 20th of this month in Greece. In other news, the partnership between the Midlands State University, MSU, and the Chirumanzu community has transformed a part of the Holy Cross area into a green belt, with the society now enjoying agricultural activities all year round. Let's get the details.
The resuscitation of the Holy Cross Dam last year is proving to be a game changer in Chirumanzu, as it has witnessed the restoration of irrigation schemes which are now running as agro-innovation and rural industrialization projects. Under the agro-business project, the MSU is providing some financial and technical support, while the community is providing the much-needed labor to the 5 schemes on site.
We have 30 hectares. The whole 30 hectares is under sugar beans. This side, this is Scheme E. Scheme E, we have about 6 hectares. We have 6 hectares under green mealies. And we have started marketing the crop. And if you have a look that side, we have that truckload. It's carrying 300 dozens of meat, which we are about to get to the market right now.
The community is grateful to the Second Republic for the life-changing opportunities that have been brought about by the inception of the project.
Tutarisira kuti dene zvakanga zviri zvinhu zvatanga kubva patawana nyika yedu kuma 80s. Nyika yedu ingadai yashanduka zvakanaka.
Chero chekudya hachichitishungurudzi kana simba rekushanda nekudzidza. Takanga tisingazivi kuti makabhechi anorimwa sei. Takamadzidzira pfuura project kufurikidza neproject yemuno.
Raramira taita mazuva akapfuura tisati tave neutongi huripo hwababa Mnangagwa nahonorable zvakasiyana. Pana vanhu vakambopinda vakasvita zvozvo vakaita izvozvi zvekuti tingawana kurima kwakaita sekuti.
The Holy Cross Irrigation Scheme is one of the many projects initiated by the Second Republic to ensure food self-sustenance at household level through rural industrialization and modernization as the country journeys towards attaining an upper middle income society status by 2030. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Chirumanzu.
Well, the Zimbabwe Prison and Correctional Service is looking forward to a bumper harvest at its Gwanda farm after adopting conservative farming methods.
Green, thriving and promising. This is Gwanda Prison Farm in the Mapani area of Gwanda, which has become a shining example of conservation farming. With the district having last received the rains last month, which has caused distress in other crops, the crop at the institution is thriving thanks to the adoption of integrated conservation farming methods.
Green izulu dala lacina ukuna but umumburo kuyi-green amagodo alayo ancedisayo ukuthi umumburo ungatshi.
Lo tutshani obesibusupunayo lapha thina emakhaya sibulahla manje lapha mbona ukuthi asibulahli sihamba sibofa emunjini ukuthi mana ubumazi lobuyana uthatha isikhathi eside lokumanzi.
Kathesi semfundo ukuthi nxa ngilima lami into njengomumbu sengikwazi ukuthi ngenza amariji ngayenza amariji amlawana yokubamba amanzi.
We have harvested a lot of water and our maize is still green. We last received rains I think early March, but with the outlook of our crop it's still green.
The project, a collaborative effort between the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service and the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, is part of a wide array of projects being implemented by Gwanda Prison to empower inmates.
The main benefits of this project really reinforce our efforts of rehabilitation to our inmates. Our inmates have now learned how to do conservation farming and knowledge that they will apply when they go out of prison.
There's an integration of a depth level condo, infiltration pits and tide ridges. These are all in-situ water harvesting techniques.
The ZPCS is also working with the mechanization department on silage making to feed their herd of 50 cattle and over 150 boer goats. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
The Southern African Development Community SADC is intensifying efforts to address food insecurities in the region. Stakeholders converged in Harare for a regional vulnerability assessment program.
Speaking on the sidelines of the Regional Vulnerability Assessment and Analysis program underway in Harare, Chairperson of the SADC Regional Vulnerability Assessment Committee, Dr. George Kembo, who is also Director General for the Food and Nutrition Council, expressed optimism about the potential for a good season which is expected to reduce food insecurity in the region.
Going forward, what we are looking at as a SADC is more to focus on strategies that addresses food insecurity. Not more to identify the numbers, but to recommend strategies which the region can complement each other in implementing to reduce the food insecurity. You know, the season analysis also anticipates a potentially good season, so we expect with the will and political will within the region, we expect the region to be able to surmount the hunger that it faces.
SADC Head of Disaster Risk Reduction, Ms. Nana Dlamini, highlighted the critical role of data collection and analysis in responding to disasters and food insecurity.
With disasters or emergencies, if you can't document it, it hasn't happened. And it becomes very difficult to intervene if you do not have robust and exhaustive information. So it's through the VACs that we are able to understand the magnitude and the severity of the impact of disasters.
The SADC region has long grappled with food security challenges, including the devastating El Nino-induced drought and floods that have left over 56.8 million people facing food insecurity. In response, the SADC Secretariat launched the $5.5 billion SADC Regional Humanitarian Appeal for support. The region has also initiated various other programs, including the SADC Regional Agricultural Policy, Food and Nutrition Security Strategy, and Climate Change Strategy, which aim to promote sustainable agriculture practices, enhance regional food security, and build resilience to climate-related disasters. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News.
And that report from Abigail Tembo leads us to a break. When we come back, we'll look at business news.
The Deputy Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable J.K. Sako, Chief Director, Engineer Jana, Management and Staff, wishes to extend warmest congratulations to the Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable F.T. Mona, and Permanent Secretary, Engineer J.P. Makumbe, for scooping the Best Minister and the Best Secretary awards, respectively, for the year 2024. The Ministry revels in your excellent leadership and unwavering dedication to the development of our country. Your tireless efforts to transform the country's transport and infrastructure sector, inspired by the visionary and selfless leadership of His Excellency President Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, have not gone unnoticed. Your exceptional leadership and technical expertise have been the driving force in ensuring the ministry continues to meet its objectives. These awards are a testament to your hard work, commitment, and passion for public service. As we strive for excellence in our respective fields, may you continue to inspire us as a ministry and the country at large. Congratulations, Makoro Koto Amhlope.
Ngiyalibingelela mulezi Zimbabwe futhi ngiyalamukela. Mina ngiphindile Chuma. Ngizakini ngentokozo lendaba esegudwini ezithi zona umprofeti uKhaphu Philippo wase Ivory Coast uzabekela kithi ngalumabasa 2025. Uzabe lezinkonzo zokusilisa emadolobheni ahlukeneyo. Uzaba seHarare mhla ka3 kusiya ku9 Mabasa. Abe koBulawayo mhla ka11 kusiya ku15 Mabasa. Abe seGweru mhla ka17 kusiya ku18 Mabasa. Abe seMasvingo mhla ka19 kusiya ku20 Mabasa. Abe secina ngeMutare mhla ka21 kusiya ku22 Mabasa. Wozani ngobuningi lizohlangana lokusiliswa lokukhululwa mahala.
The Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Advocate Jacob Francis Nzwidamelemo Mudenda, the President of the Senate, Honorable Mebo Memory Chinomona, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Tsitsi Gezi, the Deputy President of the Senate, Honorable Lieutenant General Retired Michael Ruben Nyambuya, the Clerk of Parliament, Mr. Kennedy Mugobe Chokuda, members and staff of Parliament. Join His Excellency, the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the First Family and the entire nation in congratulating the First Lady, Amai, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on the occasion of her 62nd birthday. Through her philanthropy, the First Lady is indeed a beacon of hope for many Zimbabweans, especially the underprivileged and those informally marginalized communities. The Angel of Hope Foundation has indeed become a reference point nationally, regionally, and internationally in its quest to uplift the downtrodden and disadvantaged. As a champion for women empowerment and protection of the girl child, the birthday of Amai, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, is indeed worth celebrating. On that score, through her Nanga Gota program, the First Lady has assumed the neglected role of uncles and aunts, which has led to moral decadence amongst the youth. The Nanga Gota program is therefore fundamental and quintessential in the fight against the scourge of drug and substance abuse prevalent especially amongst the youth. Zimbabwe's tourism has also benefited immensely from the First Lady's gastronomy program, which has elevated the country's tourism standing to greater heights globally. On this day, as you celebrate the day you were born, Her Excellency, Amai, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, as a nation, we celebrate your phenomenal achievements in the public sector. We toast to your sound health and continued success in your esteemed work that uplifts livelihoods across the nation. Long live Amai, Dr. Mnangagwa, Magorokoto Amhlope. Happy birthday, Amai.
Step up with DSTV and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
Going to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
To the back of the net!
There's nothing better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out.
This is the time to take risks.
Incredible!
I've heard good things about you. Don't let me down.
Step up and we'll show up on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
The Rural Electrification Fund Board Chairman, Mr. W.A. Chiwewe, the board, management and staff extend our heartfelt birthday wishes to you, Dr. Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa, on turning 62 years. We wish you joy, good health and many more years of your philanthropic works which have transformed the lives of many vulnerable youths, women and children. We at RIA are complementing your philanthropic works in the rural areas by providing energy in its diverse forms, that is grid, solar and biogas to all rural areas of Zimbabwe for transformation of lives. Magorokoto, congratulations. Amhlope, Rural Electrification Fund. Magetsi Kumusha, Amagetsi Ekaya.
Welcome back. You're still watching the main news. Let's look at business news. Now, Zimbabwe has laid out a skills development agenda to be driven by industry collaboration with the academia in providing training strategies to sustain labor market requirements.
It emerged during an Industry University Innovate Together summit held in Harare this Tuesday that the country's labor market must furnish the academia with the current job opportunities and requirements.
We need to talk to each other to understand where are the skills gaps that we have been taught at university level and what is actually needed on the ground. And I think having such a conference as today is one step towards closing that gap. And I think after this conference, it's very, very vital that we continue the conversation, especially when we have our course development, so that when we graduate students, we are producing students that actually will be productive and will contribute to the development and attainment of the President's Vision 2030.
74% of manufacturing leaders, if you then ask them to say what is it that they see in terms of skills gap, they will tell you that most of the jobs in manufacturing space is really changing, and there is need for the universities, the academia, to work in collaboration with the industry to ensure that we then close this particular gap.
Government has noted the importance of partnering the private sector in identifying employment opportunities and skills.
The whole world is challenged by the fast changing technology. So it's not just the responsibility of academia to adapt and teach and change curriculum that fast. Industry also is battling with or grappling with the new technologies that have come up. And so together, if they work together in research, if they work together in partnering in different areas, then it will be much easier for us as a country to adapt, to also comply with the new technological changes that are taking place.
Under the Skills Development Agenda, government will also be working with the industry and commerce on innovations at institutions of higher learning, identifying market opportunities and providing data on employment trends in economic sectors. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
We now take you to a very special event where President Emmerson Mnangagwa is hosting a state banquet in celebration of outgoing Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Honorable Kirsty Coventry's election as the next president of the International Olympic Committee. Honorable Coventry, a decorated Olympian in her own right, was elected as the 10th president of the IOC on the 20th of this month in Greece. We're now linking up with Olin Dori, who is attending the event. It's a very good evening to you, Olin.
Good evening, Joyce, and as you can hear from the music behind me, it is a day of celebrations here at State House as President Emmerson Mnangagwa hosts a banquet to celebrate the historic win by the Minister of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Honorable Cassie Coventry, as the next president of the International Olympic Committee. As he addressed the delegates here, President Mnangagwa said the win by Honorable Cassie Coventry shows that Africa is ready to lead.
On behalf of the government and people of our great motherland, Zimbabwe, and indeed on my own behalf and that of Honorable Cassie Coventry, I congratulate you for this historic feat that saw your election as the 10th president of the International Olympic Committee. This election of the first ever woman and a candidate from Africa is indeed a testament that Africa is ready to lead. As you amply declared after your triumph that you were ready to lead. The victory of Honorable Coventry is thus not only a source of inspiration and a pride for Zimbabwe, but for the SADC region and Africa as a whole.
As she joined in the festivities, Honorable Cassie Coventry said she will remember the support by Zimbabwe at her tender age as a young Olympian running for the gold.
I'm so grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to serve our beautiful country. It has not always been the easiest task, but it has given me an incredibly wealth of knowledge and strength that gave me the confidence to run for this position. So although it is slightly bittersweet that I will sadly be having to leave home and to leave working under your leadership, I want you to know that I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity, and I will always be here to support you and this government and this country with whatever you may need, Your Excellency.
So for now, we take you back to the studio, Joyce, as we continue the festivities here at the State House as we celebrate Honorable Cassie Coventry's historic winner.
Well, many thanks there to Olindori for giving us that update, and once again congratulations to Honorable Cassie Coventry, and indeed Africa is ready to lead. On that note, we take a break. When we come back, we join Anashem Rombedzi in the Sports Corner. Stay with us.
Welcome to a new era in tobacco farm. The Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board, TIMB, has rolled out the biometric grower management system to protect every genuine tobacco grower. With this innovative technology, only you can verify your identity for account adjustments, input collection, stop orders, and insurance. You also get support and payments without delays. Biometrics offer you security, efficiency, and transparency. Why wait? Visit the nearest TIMB office now with your national ID. We will capture your fingerprints and link them to your grower number. You can also register at tobacco selling points as you sell your tobacco. It's fast and it's easy. We guarantee that your biometric data is protected and will only be used to improve the tobacco industry database and processes. Our offices are in Harare, Ntare, Rusape, Murundera, Bindura, Karoi, Mvurwi, and Chimbui. Visit the office nearest to you, get your fingerprints captured, and secure a thriving future for the tobacco industry. Register your fingerprints. Secure your future. Grow with confidence.
The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable N.M. Lobo, Deputy Minister, Honorable R.I. Modi, Permanent Secretary, Dr. D.U. Ushe, Chief Directors, and the entire ministry staff joined the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency, Dr. Edie Mnangagwa, the first family and the entire nation in congratulating Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on her 62nd birthday anniversary. On your birthday, the ministry honors your tireless efforts to uplift and empower the people of Zimbabwe through your philanthropic works, which feed into a number of commercial activities that promote Buy Zimbabwe campaign. Your leadership, vision, kindness and generosity has made a lasting impact on the lives of many. You are indeed a pillar of strength and great inspiration to us all. Happy birthday, Amai. May your special day be filled with laughter, joy and happiness.
Zimbabwe is delighted to host the upcoming 15th conference of the contracting parties to the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands, COP15 in 2025. Zimbabwe is home to quite a number of small wetlands that have benefited our rural communities, mainly in providing pastures for livestock, water provision for irrigation and domestic use. In addition, our management of wetlands, which has led to pristine wildlife management, will ensure an unforgettable experience of an authentic African safari. Our adoption of sustainable land use practices that minimize the impact of human activities on wetlands can be observed in our various wetland sites such as Victoria Falls, Munaville Vlei, Chinui Caves, Cleveland, Chivero, Driefontein and Manapools. 5 of the Ramsar designated sites are the main anchors of our tourism product. Manapools, Chinui Caves, Cleveland, Chivero and the host city for COP15, Victoria Falls. We look forward to welcoming you to Zimbabwe and sharing all that we hold dear to our hearts, a world of wonders.
Ngiyalibingelela muli eZimbabwe futhi ngiyalamukela. Mina ngingiphindile Chuma. Ngizakini ngentokozo lendaba esekudwini ezithi zona umprofeti uKhaphu Philip wase-Ivory Coast uzabekela kithi ngalumabasa 2025. Uzabe lezinkonzo zokusilisa emadolobheni ahlukeneyo. Uzaba seHarare mhla ka3 kusiya ku9 Mabasa. Abe koBulawayo mhla ka11 kusiya ku15 Mabasa. Abe seGweru mhla ka17 kusiya ku18 Mabasa. Abe seMasvingo mhla ka19 kusiya ku20 Mabasa. Abe secina ngeMutare mhla ka21 kusiya ku22 Mabasa. Wozani ngobuningi lizohlangana lokusiliswa lokukhululwa mahala.
Step up with DSTV and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
Going to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
To the back of the net!
There's nothing better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out.
This is the time to take risks.
Incredible!
I've heard good things about you. Don't let me down.
Step up and we'll show up on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Welcome to the Sports Corner. Anna Shambrombedzi here with the latest in the world of sport. Now, the Zimbabwe senior football team, the Warriors, put up a brave performance to draw 1-0 against Nigeria in a 2026 World Cup qualifier played in Uyo this evening. Now, Victor Osman broke the deadlock for the Super Eagles in the 74th minute, but a brilliant Tawanda Chirewa strike ensured a point for the Warriors. Here are the highlights.
One should have been our throw in, but Sergei sticks to his guns and awards it to the Super Eagles. Was the Super Eagles talking about 1994? We'll be talking about that later. Let's see how this one comes. Simon Moses, the flick on, and they eventually got it. They have broken the deadlock. The Super Eagles have eventually broken the deadlock to normal time. There is a rare counter-attack. Can they bring it forward here? The layoff. Oh, a chance here! Okay. And Zimbabwe have got the equalizer! 1-1!
Like I was making reference to, we needed these young legs coming in to run. Tawanda Chirewa.
Now, currently, as it stands in Group C, Bafana of South Africa opened a 5-point gap as they are now on 13 points, followed by Rwanda and Benin, who are tied on 8. Nigeria are 4th with 7, Lesotho on 6, and Zimbabwe's Warriors anchors the bottom with 4 points. Now, moving on, the Zimbabwe senior women's rugby team, the Lady Sables, are looking to use the Nedbank Challenge Cup to gear up for the Rugby Africa Division 1 Women's Tournament slated for Cote d'Ivoire next month.
The Nedbank Challenge Cup, running from the 29th of this month to the 5th of April, will provide the team with invaluable game time, allowing them to test their skills and strategies for the upcoming tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. The winner of the tournament will secure a coveted spot in the Rugby Africa Cup alongside South Africa, Kenya and Madagascar. Zimbabwe will face stiff competition from Uganda, Tunisia and host Cote d'Ivoire. The Nedbank Challenge will serve as the Lady Sables' final competitive test before heading to Cote d'Ivoire. The tournament promises to be an exciting display of rugby with a strong focus on women's rugby, youth development and club excellence, with 22 places up for grabs in the Final Sables' journey to the Africa Division 1 tournament, which serves as a qualifier for the Africa Cup.
That's it from the Sports Corner. Let's take a look at the weather.
Hello, welcome. Let's take a look at the weather. A glimpse of what transpired today. We had fog and cold morning conditions in Marondera, and this was caused by overnight clear skies, while the rest of the country experienced mostly clear skies and mild morning conditions. However, as the day progressed, we had partly cloudy and warm conditions prevailed across the country with mild conditions this evening, and these conditions are expected to persist tomorrow into Thursday, as we're expecting mostly clear skies in the morning over much parts of the country, becoming partly cloudy as the day progresses, with cold morning conditions, especially in Marondera district, as well as some districts in the Eastern Highlands. Now, as we move on tonight, we are anticipating mild conditions throughout the country, with partly cloud conditions over much districts across the country, the highest being at 21 in Kariba, as well as the southeastern parts of the country, with the lowest being Gweru, as well as areas in Marondera district. Now, tomorrow, our highs, it should be generally warm across the country, with highest temperatures recorded in the Zambezi as well as the Limpopo Valley, generally warm across much parts of the country, with partly cloud conditions prevailing in all areas. Now, Bulawayo is forecast to be mostly sunny in the morning, becoming partly cloudy, generally warm throughout the forecast period. The same applies for Matopo. Sunny conditions should prevail. Gwanda as well, partly cloudy, becoming sunny towards the end of the forecast period. Masvingo and mild conditions. Kwekwe, mild morning conditions becoming warm by the afternoon, as well as for Kadoma, with partly cloud conditions in the afternoons. Harare, mostly clear in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon under partly cloud conditions. Same for Chinoi. Lupani should be clear throughout the day with overnight cloudy conditions, warm during the afternoons. Victoria Falls, partly cloud for greater part of the days throughout the focus period, as well as for Kariba, with warm conditions prevailing in Bindura as well under sunny conditions. Marondera, mostly sunny, becoming partly cloudy as the day progresses. Manicaland, partly cloudy for the greater part of the day. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and keep hydrated. Good evening, Zimbabwe.
And that's the weather report and forecast courtesy of the Meteorological Services Department, bringing us to the end of the main news. Join us again tomorrow for more.
Good night.